What up, everyone? Big Kev back in the building. Today we'll be checking out top 10 British sci-fi movies. Don't forget to like and subscribe down in the comments below. Definitely let me know which ones are missing from this list and any other British sci-fi movies that are worth checking out. Let's get started. I'm definitely curious to see how many of these I already know about or have already seen. I used to watch a ton of movies. I grew up. My mom owned a video store, up until the time I was a late teenager. So I kind of grew up, living in a video store, and I worked there for a number of years as well when I was growing up. So I've definitely seen my fair share of movies over the years. Kind of got away from watching them as much in the last few years, but I definitely want to change that and kind of catch up on some of the classics that I've missed. And I've always loved a good British movie, so why not check out some of the top British sci-fi movies? Kind of combines two categories that I love, and we'll find some new ones to check out, hopefully. And I'm sure I'll see a bunch of classics that I've already seen multiple times. But yeah, let's get into it.
Set phases to fun. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 British sci-fi movies.
What about our lives, you son of a bitch?
I repeat, all other priorities are ascended.
Before we begin,
I mean, yeah, Alien is without a doubt, a classic movie. One of the most iconic horror movies there are. I've definitely seen that, a couple times, although not in recent years. But that's one I for sure checked out before, and anyone who hasn't seen it and likes horror movies should definitely give a go at some point.
be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we've looked at all science fiction movies with strong British connections, and particularly those with British writers, producers or directors.
My God! What's happened to you, my boy?
International collaborations are fair game, but our picks will be ranked according to the strength of British influence, as well as the quality and popularity of the film. As always, there's only one entry per franchise.
What do you mean?
Don't you think it's possible that he's watching us?
I've seen this movie. This is a good start to the list. So, all right, if this is kind of the quality that the list is going to have, then I'm definitely interested into seeing what else it suggests, because I really enjoyed Ex Machina, quite a bit when it came out.
Number 10, Ex Machina.
Haven't you met lots of new people before?
None like you.
The directorial debut of British novelist and screenwriter Alex Garland, Ex Machina tells the story of a promising young programmer, Caleb, who's invited to the remote headquarters of famed AI pioneer Nathan Bateman.
If you're going to exist, why not enjoy it? What, you want to remove the chance of her falling in love?
But things take a turn for the worse when Caleb begins to develop feelings for his robotic companion, which prompts a tense and thoughtful reflection on human character and its potential future. Bolstered by a trio of tremendous performances and a sharp script, Ex Machina is an understated gem.
Good call.
Number 9, Quatermass and the Pit.
Quatermass and the Pit. I have never seen this one or even heard of this one before. That's kind of surprising. All right, cool. That's a new one to add to my consideration. Let's see what it's about.
Is that it? Well, yes. But don't worry. I intend to.
A film retitled in America as 5 Million Miles to Earth, this third entry in the Quatermass canon was based on the 1950s television series of a similar name. Centered on its titular scientist Bernard Quatermass, the story revolves around the discovery of a 5 million year old spacecraft which holds a rather sinister secret concerning the history of human evolution.
You mean ghosts?
I said it was a lot of nonsense, sir. But you know how these tales run wild once they get started.
Produced by Hammer, a company best known for its legendary horror flicks, it retains some classic Hammer traits: high production value, fun performances, and genuinely interesting ideas.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting concept, and you can obviously tell, that for the time the production was, top notch.
Dr. Rooney and I are satisfied that these arthropods are not of this earth.
Number 8, Under the Skin.
This is the one where Scarlett Johansson's like an alien, I believe. I saw the trailers for this. I believe I actually even have this movie, but I do not think I've actually ever watched it.
With Scarlett Johansson in this movie's mysterious lead role, Under the Skin is an unconventional but brilliant modern classic. Johansson's character, an unnamed alien creature of some kind, stalks the streets of Scotland, seducing men before ensnaring and consuming them in a rather creepy lair. With an unpredictable narrative, the film combines haunting imagery, an unsettling soundtrack, and enchanting performances to tell a surprisingly poignant story.
Yeah, that definitely has a creepy looking feel to it. Alright, that looks like it could be an interesting watch.
Moon.
Sam, I love you.
This is a great movie. I saw this one. Moon was I love Sam Rockwell, and this was a quality flick. I believe it was directed by David Bowie's son, who's also directed was it Source Code and Warcraft. But yeah, I really loved Moon.
Co-written and directed by Duncan Jones, son of David Bowie, Moon is an inventive tour de force. Following a lonely engineer on a mission to harvest fuel from the moon, the movie chronicles his final 2 weeks on the job, as he makes a disturbing discovery about the nature of his work.
You tell me who that is!
Featuring a career-defining turn by Sam Rockwell, it'll warm and break your heart in equal measure. Packed with intriguing ideas, unexpected plot twists, and a palpable atmosphere, Moon swaps flashy visuals for something more cerebral, and it's awesome. Number 6, Sunshine.
Alright, yeah, this is another excellent movie. Is it Danny Boyle? I don't remember. I know it stars Cillian Murphy, but yeah, this was one of my favorites actually. Sci-fi movies. I really loved this one when it came out. And not enough people have checked this one out. I always try to introduce it to friends of mine when they're asking for these type of recommendations. I haven't watched it in a few years, so I should actually probably give it a go again since it's been a while. But yeah, so far, I'm really liking this list. The movies that I know, that I've seen, I've really loved. And that makes me hopeful that the movies that I haven't seen are equally, up my alley, since this seems to be dialed into, my specific tastes as well so far.
As the rapidly dying sun threatens to engulf the Earth in an icy darkness, humanity's last hope is the crew of the Icarus II, who plan to reignite the fading star by firing a nuclear missile into its core.
I hope you're proud of your son. Saving mankind, and so on.
Director Danny Boyle drew inspiration from the likes of Solaris and 2001: A Space Odyssey, and this movie pays homage with tense sci-fi action, dazzling visuals, and existential themes to create something truly special. True to tradition, but unique in its own right, Sunshine is a must-watch for any sci-fi fan. Number 5, Brazil.
This is one that I have heard about countless times, and I mean to watch it, but for some reason I just never have. I believe there's like a more famous director's cut of this movie. I'm not 100% sure, but I know that I've gotten as far as like looking in to watch it and then having it queued up and ready to go, and then just never getting to it, just passing it by. I don't know why I was never able to hit the play button, but I'll definitely have to re-add it back to my list. If it's this high up on this list.
We're Department of Works! Department of Works up here!
Set in an Orwellian future, average Joe and office worker Sam Lowry is caught in the middle of an innocent clerical error which sets a deadly series of events in motion. A satirical jab at pretty much everything society has to offer, Brazil is subversive and imaginative in a way that only director Terry Gilliam can pull off.
Just try and relax, Mrs. Lowry. I'll make you 20 years younger.
That's I mean, that is kind of that did kind of come true now, with all the procedures that are done nowadays. So that was not actually far off from the future.
that are at once gorgeous and grotesque, the movie is a biting commentary on the state of the world, using its unique sense of humour to further drive the point home. Number 4, A Clockwork Orange.
I've taught you much, my little droogies.
This one I saw a long, long time ago, and honestly, I need to rewatch it again to properly give an opinion on it because I believe I saw it when I was very young, and I remember it being weird, but I might have been too young to watch it, to appreciate it at the time, and honestly, I do not really remember um, much about it, so I know that I've watched it, and I'm sure certain parts would come back and feel familiar, but I definitely need to give it another go because I think I saw it when I was. That was the one thing about having access to a video store. I could watch, basically whatever I wanted, even if I probably shouldn't have watched it at the time.
I'm Georgie boy.
Following the unhinged gangster Alex as the government tries to cure him of his disturbing behaviour, raising countless questions, Kubrick leaves the audience to mull over what they've seen, rather than giving outright answers. Number 3, Children of Men.
You scared the
Yeah, this was an awesome movie too. This is number 3. I guess if I saw, I don't think I saw Aliens. I saw it mentioned, but I didn't see it on the list yet. So I guess that could be above it. But I wonder what else would be above this one because this is one of my absolute favorite sci-fi movies of all time. This was a definite classic of the genre. So I'll be curious to see what else surpasses it. And if I've actually seen that movie or not.
Almost 2 decades after humanity is plagued by mass infertility, our next film paints a world which has crumbled into chaos. But when Clive Owen's Theo learns of a miraculous pregnancy, he endeavours to help the teenage mother. Children of Men is arguably director Alfonso Cuarón's greatest achievement, towing the line between being incredibly bleak, but also offering hope.
What keeps you going?
You know what it is, Theo? I just don't think about it.
The movie's stellar cast, social commentary, and intense action scenes that are all shot in one take add up to create a truly unforgettable film.
Yeah, I really love that everything was kind of like shot in one take for these action scenes. It really kind of adds the tension into the realism of it. Really made it stick out in my mind.
Number 2, Alien.
Unfortunately, by breaking quarantine, you risk everybody's life.
A pop culture mainstay, English director Ridley Scott's 1979 classic is a standard bearer for sci-fi, tracking the crew of Nostromo as they attempt to escape the clutch.
Usually hear this one categorized as horror, but I mean it is technically also science fiction. So I get why it makes this list, considering also that it's such a classic movie, and such a staple is worth being included here. And just another one that I have seen and loved. I mean, it's spawned so many sequels and spin-offs over the years. I mean, you still to this day are getting constant reboots and stuff of Alien and mixing it over with Alien vs. Predator, another popular franchise. It's definitely had a long-lasting impact, on the genre.
As Alien, this film pummeled us with iconic scenes. Building tension from its opening moments, it's a tale of extraterrestrial horror, corporate corruption, and human evolution, and it still scares just as effectively. Whether you want a smart concept or you're just along for the blood-drenched thrill ride, Alien has you covered. Number 1, 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I do not know if I have seen this movie in full. I know that I've definitely, when I was younger, started this movie. I may have just checked out and stopped watching it, or it may not have held my attention when I was younger. I feel like I definitely did see parts of this, but I have to sit back down and rewatch this one because it's always, obviously, it's at the top of this list, and you always hear it at the top of similar lists as well. And it's it's a classic, and it's been around and for this long as the top for obviously a reason. So I definitely need to rewatch this one as an adult because I don't even think I fully watched it when I did turn it on when I was younger. I think I just kind of wandered off and did other things or was paying attention to something else. So I just have memories of certain scenes, and that's about it from this one.
One of the most referenced and critically acclaimed movies in the history of cinema, and it has had a lasting impact on sci-fi storytelling. 2001 explores the various pitfalls of mankind's rapidly advancing technology, and there is a small irony in its use of game-changing special effects to achieve a lasting legacy.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
But there's no doubting it's a feast for the eyes, as Stanley Kubrick, supported by Arthur C. Clarke, once again bucked traditional Hollywood trends to create something which is scary, trippy, insightful, moving, and entirely unparalleled.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo UK and subscribe.
All right, yeah, that was a great list. I mean, I've seen a bunch of those movies, and all of the movies that it suggested, I completely agree with. I loved. They're among my favorite just movies in general, let alone British sci-fi movies. It makes me definitely want to check out the other ones on this list, because if they're closely associated with those movies, I feel like they should be right up my alley, considering I agreed with everything that I saw. So I'm definitely excited to add a few new ones to my collection, and honestly to remind me of some of these ones that I love, to go back and rewatch them at some point in the near future. Yeah, let me know if there's any that you think this list missed down in the comments below, or what your favorite British sci-fi movies are. And until next time, have a good one.